The video you're watching is from February 23, 2020. It shows a young man running in Satilla Shores, a neighborhood near Brunswick, Georgia. That man was 25-year-old Ahmaud Arbery. As you'll see, Arbery is running in the direction of Gregory McMichael and his son Travis McMichael. When police arrive on the scene, they try to figure out what happened by interviewing all three men.
I was in my driveway. I look up, this guy comes hauling ass down the street. I'm talking about in a dead run. He's not jogging. The guy, he's on numerous occasions, the guy has broken into a house over here. Nobody could ever catch him. They've had him on video.
According to the McMichaels, they believed Arbery was a criminal, a man they say had routinely trespassed on the property of their neighbor Larry English. In fact, surveillance footage from English's home shows Arbery previously entering onto the premises.
We've had break-ins and my gun stolen. Dad was outside, saw him running by, and the neighbors pointing and everything.
Saw who running by?
Him.
How did this all end, though, with Ahmaud Arbery dead?
He comes hauling ass down the street. I run in the house. I said, Travis, come on, let's go. So Travis runs, he gets his shotgun, because the other night, the guy stuck his hand in his pants. So we take off. We see him come around the corner. He's going down here. We pull up beside him. Say, hey, stop, we want to talk to you. And he just keeps on running. Travis backs up and says, hey, stop, we want to talk to you. So the guy, he's looking dead at us, he's like, from me to you. And he turns and he runs. Travis gets out with the damn shotgun and runs up there. The guy turns and comes at him. And they start wrestling, and Travis shoots him right in the damn chest. The guy was trying to take the shotgun away from him.
Last thing I've ever known what to do in my life.
However, there's someone we haven't heard from yet, William Roddy Bryan, the McMichaels' neighbor who filmed this shooting on his cell phone.
I'm on the porch, and I see him running by, so I hollered at them. I said, y'all got him? And he just kept running.
It soon becomes clear that these men were actively chasing and blocking Arbery with their cars. In fact, Gregory McMichael would tell a detective, quote, he was trapped like a rat. Yet there's a serious problem with what these three men believed about Arbery. The evidence would show that not only was Arbery not armed with a weapon, but he wasn't committing a burglary, robbery, or any violent crime that day, and there was no proof he had ever stolen anything from anyone in that neighborhood. You may think that these men were immediately apprehended for what they did, but rather, they were all free to go. The McMichaels weren't arrested until over 2 months after the shooting.
Y'all don't put him in cuffs, are you?
No. Why would he be in cuffs?
Well, I can't...
Gregory McMichael was previously a police officer himself. He was also an investigator in the office of former District Attorney Jackie Johnson. In fact, this is the voicemail he left her after the shooting.
My friend and I have been involved in the shooting, and I need some advice right away.
Combine that with the problems that former DA Jackie Johnson is now facing, and that she is being prosecuted for showing favor towards the McMichaels, specifically Gregory McMichael.
I lost Ahmaud, my family and I, and then we had to go out and actually fight to get some attention, to get a rest.
In the end, not only were Gregory and Travis McMichael arrested, but 3 weeks later, so too was William Bryan.
Mr. Bryan is the one who redirected Ahmaud not out of the subdivision, but up Holmes Drive, so that he encountered the McMichaels and then became trapped and pinned between the two pickup trucks.
The McMichaels and Bryan's defense teams argued that although these men may have been mistaken about Arbery's actions, they did nothing wrong and were protected under Georgia's then citizens arrest law, which has since been repealed. On November 5, 2021, Brunswick, Georgia took center stage as the trial began for Travis McMichael, his father Gregory McMichael, and their neighbor William Roddy Bryan. All three men were charged with the murder of 25-year-old Ahmaud Arbery.
They shot and killed him, not because he was a threat to them, but because he wouldn't stop and talk to them.
The McMichaels also argued that Travis acted in self-defense when Arbery attacked him and allegedly tried to get his gun away from him. As for William Bryan, who was in a separate car from the McMichaels, he tried to distance his actions from those of his co-defendants. No day may have caused more of a stir than when Travis McMichael took the stand.
And then I said, hey, the police are on the way. As soon as I said the police, he turned and ran straight back down. I would have lost that grip on that shotgun, that I would have been shot, or I'd have been in serious trouble at that point. And he was not relenting. So I shot again to stop him.
I took probably 40 pages of notes as he testified, and I knew where he had lied, I knew where he had embellished, I knew where he had minimized.
So it's fair to say you had incomplete information about who was committing the crimes in Satilla Shores?
Yes.
So you're telling this jury that a man who has spent 5 minutes running away from you, you're now thinking is somehow going to want to continue to engage with you, someone with a shotgun, and your father, a man who's just said, stop or I'll blow your head off, by trying to get in their truck?
That's what it shows, yes ma'am.
You could have made sure that you and your dad called the police from your house at 230 Satilla Drive before you ever got in that pickup truck, correct?
I could have.
You could have just continued to drive behind Mr. Arbery and not even speak to him or confront him at all. Isn't that true?
I could have, yes.
After all the evidence and arguments were presented and deliberating over 11 hours, the jury returned their verdicts.
Malice murder. We, the jury, find the defendant, Travis McMichael, guilty. Felony murder. We, the jury, find the defendant, Greg McMichael, guilty. Felony murder. We, the jury, find the defendant, William R. Bryan, guilty.
Judge Walmsley sentenced both McMichaels and Bryan to life in prison, but only Bryan with the possibility of parole.
He is and was a human being, a son, a brother, somebody who had potential in their life to do almost anything. He was an avid runner, and they took his life at the age of 25.